If you want to start woodworking, but you don't know what kind of tools you should buy at the start, because there's hundreds and hundreds of different type of tools. So I'm going to show you 5 basic tools that every woodworker got in their workshop. So if you're new here, my name is Matthew Moustache and this is my workshop, and let's jump into the first one. So the first thing in every single woodworking project is marking. So by saying that, I talk about a pencil, and you can find pretty a lot of different pencil. I'm using at least 3 different types, and one of them is basically one of the best for the very fine woodworking.
So here I'm going to show you a difference between the 3 different types of pencils. And you can slightly see the difference between the thickness.
So each of this pencil is definitely doing the job. This is the most common pencil. You can always sharpen it with a sharpener or with a knife, and it's always gonna work. Most of them like a carpenter's pencil. I'm using them whenever I'm breaking down the timber for the rough size. Then we're coming to a mechanical pencil. This is 0.7 mil. So for the very fine woodworking, it's pretty alright. And this is just a cheap plastic one. But I am going for the metal one. This is a very cheap one. Probably each one is going to be like around £2 or something like that. And I really love them. For any kind of fine woodworking, you can leave a really nice thin line and not worry about sharpening, because you're just pressing down, boom, it's working like that. If you're looking for the fine precision, you definitely need one of these. This is a marking knife. Actually, this one is made by myself, but you can find quite a lot of different marking knives like this Japanese. You can have even something vintage simple like that, Stanley knife. You can do a very fine precision lines, so you literally cutting through the grain. So the line is in here. This is the second type. And this is the simple knife. It got the bevel on the both edges, but you still can get the
Really good results.
if you're using them in a correct way. They are really fine woodworking tool. So prices of a marking knife, they can come from like a couple quid to a lot more, but at the start you're looking for something around £10. So the next very important one is the square.
So here you have the small combination square, the bigger one, the engineering square, slightly smaller. These are like a spit squares. They are small and they are perfect for the fine woodworking. Plus you have these very fine set squares.
So why so many squares? Well, the combination square, they are coming pretty handy because you can set the depth or width of your piece. Plus you have a nice square in here, 45 in here. So it's a very versatile tool. Then you're coming to engineered squares, like a small one like this, and let's say tiny bit bigger. So you have 100%, they are nice and square. And how to check it? It's good to have a set of set square. They are machined to perfect 90 degrees. That means you can check each of your square
And you can also use them to set all of your machines, like chop saw or on your table saw. Then you know they're nice and square.
You have 100% sure they're nice and square, and this is very important. Then you have also some tiny spit squares. They were really cheap. This one was probably around 10-11 quid, and it's really cute, and definitely for the small project it's a very good tool. When it's coming to cutting smaller pieces, the square like this fit perfectly, and you don't need anything bigger. So each square got its purpose. Another basic tool, it got to be a tape measure. Getting the right length for yourself is pretty crucial for the job. On my apron, usually I have a 3.5 meter, but this is the vintage one with a nice lock on the side, so I pretty like it. That's why I'm using it, because when you pulling it out, you just switching with your thumb and boom, there you go. But the best for your smaller project is probably going to be something like that. This is small Stanley. It's a 2 meter long, and I don't think you're going to use anything longer in a small workshop. Also in the same category of measuring, we coming to the rulers, but nothing like a plastic ruler. Steal it from your daughter or son. You need a proper decent ruler, like a steel ruler, which you can rely on any kind of measurements. Either way, if it's like a 12-inch long or 30.5 centimeters, small like this, 1 meter in measurements in millimeters, but imperial is going up to 40 inches, and that's one of the really good tool. So number 5, you got to cut in some kind of way. My go for is not the most cheapest way to cut. For me, it's much easier with this kind of saw. These are a Japanese pull saw. That means you're cutting while you're pulling instead of pushing. You definitely can get a really decent tenon saw, but they are even more pricey than these guys. It's much easier to use them, and they are extremely sharp. This is my go for. I would say I love the Japanese one because it's much more thinner. If you look closer to the cut, you can see the difference. This is the 1mm cut. This is the 0.2mm. And then both, if you look in here, they go nice and go down. So in my opinion, they are great if you know how to use them. But to be honest, at the end of the day, if you're gonna try it once, you're definitely gonna love it. If you're coming to a more complex cutting, you don't need to buying a new saw. Let's say you get this one, and you can make a dovetails and any other joinery, like a really complicated joinery, and they'll be perfect for it. So in my opinion, these 5 tools are the must-have for any woodworker. Let me know, what do you think in the comment down below? If you enjoy it, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you on the next one. Cheers. See you later.